G'day Spuddies, it's been a while, it's been a few days since I made a video. I'm sorry, I've been pretty busy. I'm out scooting anyway, it's pretty windy. So I'm inside in my favourite shed stop. Got the scooter there, the trusty beast. Thought it's time we sit down and have a chat. So I hope there's Bochum, there we go. I hope everyone's well. I thought I'd talk about depression today and my experience with depression. It's relevant to me today because I've been in a bad mood today. I woke up in a bad mood and couldn't shake it. So I've come home from work and I've decided to do something about it. I've got out on the scooter and I've been scooting for a couple of hours now. Had some AC/DC playing loud in my headphones and a bit of old school Bon Scott cranking out some tunes. So yeah, it's got me going again. Getting out, it's pretty windy, but you know, I've been following the path along the beach and taking in the sights, and it's got things going again for me, and my mood is lifting. So I thought it was worth talking about, because a few people have asked me to make videos and talk more about my experience with depression, and so it feels like the right time to do that now. So I guess most people know, but if you don't know, I was early last year I was diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety, and I was struggling. I was prescribed medications that I never took. Not that I'm here to say that you shouldn't take medication. That's totally up to you and your doctor to figure that out, but it just didn't feel right to me to take the medication, so I didn't take them. And I just felt like there must be a way to do this without medication. And yeah, but just because it's worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So don't take my word as gospel. But anyway, yeah, I tried a lot of things. I tried looking at myself in the mirror in the morning and telling myself that I'm valuable, and I tried telling all these stories to myself and mantras and all that, and I tried meditation, and I've done a lot of stuff over the 18 months or so, but really my outlook on life was bleak. As I've said before, I was not at all happy or in a good position or a good state of mind, and things were not working well for me. So yeah, when things turned around really at the start of this year, when I started eating potatoes. I started this crazy Spud Fit challenge. So, oh, we've got some loud boys over there, but anyway, you can still hear me, I hope. So yeah, there's a couple of factors, I think. Number one is I started this Spud Fit challenge, and that's good for a couple of reasons. First of all, our guts produce a lot of hormones and produce a lot of so I'm getting distracted by a couple of people, but that's all right. Our guts produce something called serotonin, and that's a happiness sort of feel-good drug. And when we treat depression with drugs, it's often what we use is something called a serotonin reuptake inhibitor, and what that does is it deals with the serotonin production in the brain. I won't go into too much detail, but the funny thing is that nearly all of your serotonin production, some of it happens in your brain, but most of it happens in your gut. So we focus on treating our brain with drugs when we could really treat our gut with food and eat foods that encourage serotonin production, and potatoes are a big one for that. So that made a big difference, I think. But I think what's more important than that, or at least equally important, let's say, is that I took action. I did things, and I started getting up and moving more, and I started playing with my boy more, and I started being a little bit more outgoing, and I just I started exercising more, and I made more of an effort in my life to just have fun and try to experience new things and try new things and just do things that I'd enjoyed historically. So I like the saying, mood follows action. So that's what I focused on, my actions, my behaviours. I focused on doing things rather than thinking things, because we spend, my previous efforts were all about trying to change the way I thought all the time. I was always trying to change the way I thought and, try to implant different thoughts in my mind and affirmations and mantras and things like that to try to get me looking at life differently. But in the end, I don't think any of that really worked. What worked was when I started doing things. I started focusing more on how I was behaving. Really, mood follows action. That's what it's all about for me. So actually, we should extend that saying. Mood follows food and action. So yeah, they're the two things for me. Mood follows food and action. But today it's about action for me. The food was already right. I was grumpy, but I've got out and done something, and I'm still going. I'm going to continue it on for a while. But yeah, so I guess that's that for me. Everyone's different. Again, I'm not trying to say this is the way to solve depression. People, you're going to have to work that out for yourself. But for me, if you want to follow what I do, or if you want to take some advice from me in some way, then that's what I would say. That saying, mood follows action, just add food into that. Mood follows food and action. And yeah, do something. I could have got home from work today and sat on the couch, put a movie on, and just tucked into a box of ice cream. That's something I might have done in the past, and it wouldn't have helped me at all. It would have actually made things worse. I would have had fleeting moments of enjoyment from the taste, and then I would have gone back to being depressed, and probably even more so. So yeah, let's take action. Don't sit on the couch. Well, you can sometimes. You don't have to never sit on the couch, but just don't wallow in self-pity. Get up and move, even when you don't want to. Get up and do things. Mood follows action, mood follows food. I guess that's all I've got to say for today. Yeah, I hope that's helpful for some people. If you are interested, there's still a few weeks left of December. You can join me in the Spud Fit Challenge. I'll put a link below. You can also come to breakfast with me on the 1st of January and share my first non-potato meal in a year. And I'll put a link below for that as well. Mood follows food, mood follows action. Spud up, everyone.